You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Kansas City Chiefs take down Baltimore Ravens 27-20. And it was a fire shootout opening night for the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs went right there with Patrick Mahomes. He's time and time the money man with magic and the championship mindset. But HBCU, Joshua Williams, was on the field last night, and HBCU Joshua Williams came up and he played some big-time football. I'm talking about big-time man-to-man football by a champion, Joshua Williams. He took the field last night, and time again, he was matched up in man situation, had to go over there, play against the tight ends, play down the stretch, and all night long he was in man-to-man coverage. And this is HBCU Joshua Williams. Now, you don't normally see this. Obviously, you get some players who are in the NFL, HBCU, but Joshua Williams was in the NFL last night, and he was making big-time plays. You look at it, they went down. They basically won the ball game by a toe. And, you know, if you look at it, what took place and how it all came together, I mean, Joshua Williams is all over that field, and he's getting it done. Now, when you talk about Williams and who he is, you're talking about Fayetteville State and a player that's in the NFL, and he's finding his own. You know what? He's getting in there, 6'3", 193 pounds, and I'm talking about he's an NFL superstar. It's going to be up on the contract year coming up, but this opening night, he shut him down, and this is Joshua Williams. And I'll tell you, folks, you get to the NFL and you make it from the HBCU. And that's what Joshua Williams has done. Now, I'm an HBCU fan, and I kind of have a situation where I'm a supporter. My daughter, number 5 there, is on Shaw University. And they're going to win the CIAA championship. But back to the topic at hand, and that's Joshua Williams. Folks, you get to this level of the NFL, and it's not something that you automatically can do. You just have an opportunity where you had playing on a team that you're in there and you're rocking and rolling, and you're talking about going back to back, okay? Back to back in the NFL, and you're talking about going in there and winning 2 Super Bowls, and now you're about to go for your 3rd. And that's what Joshua Williams is doing. And he's doing it big time over there. The Kansas City Chiefs won the game, but he had 1 solo tackle. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Joshua Williams is a different type of player. Okay, he has the size, the ability, and the speed coming out of HBCU, Fayetteville State. Okay, that's the kind of player you're talking about. And you talk about how many can come out of there and how many can get to where you want to be. When you look at that and you say to yourself, hey, this is a player that we're going to represent. And when you can play man-to-man in the NFL, and you'll look at the roster here, folks, you're talking Washington State, Penn, North Dakota, Missouri, TCU. They come from SC, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, NC State, San Diego State, and you get right down there to the middle. And I'm talking about Joshua Williams is playing in the NFL, and he is one of the big-time rising corners in the National Football League. And when you get to the National Football League and you already have 2 Super Bowl rings, and that's what Joshua Williams has, that's big-time football. Now, let's take it a step further, and what happened last night, I mean, it was a shootout, 27-20, there's no doubt about it. And you got Lamar Jackson, you got Baltimore sitting there trying to be what they're going to be. They played good football, made some mistakes. No doubt about it, they made some mistakes, but the Kansas City Chiefs took them down 27-20. Lamar Jackson, 16-22, 7.6 longest. Ran the ball well, but Kansas City, they got in there and mixed it up, and you got Worthy popped one for 21 yards, and you got Pacheco played it in. You know, and Derrick Henry was just a big bull down the middle, but it didn't hold him back. Now, when it came to Lamar Jackson, 26 of 41, 273. Okay, 1 TD. I mean, there were open targets and there were plays and balls dropped. That's football. And Patrick Mahomes, you know what? You get to the Patrick Mahomes, and let me tell you something. That's a different beast that you're going to face in and night out. Okay, you just got to know that the game is not over till it's over. And when you get to Mahomes, I mean, his championship mindset, again, they're talking Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back Super Bowl champions, opening up the NFL season. And my, you know what? The Kansas City, how about them Chiefs? Arrowhead, the home of the Chiefs. They got it done. And Patrick Mahomes, I'll tell you what, he's going to cost people championships. Lamar Jackson battled him out. I mean, he really got in there and battled for what he believed in, losing by a toe. And you got another big timer, right? And they just put them together on opening night. You got Lamar Jackson, okay, who went in there and he's really developed into a pocket passer. And that's something there. But when you get to it last night, they didn't get the job done. No, they opened up 7-7, played some equal football, okay, 6-3 in the second, and then the Chiefs got a touchdown. And you got to look at it, Kansas City receiving, I mean, they're everywhere. Okay, you're talking Andy Reid, you got 20 balls, 291. Rashid Rice just opened up the door, 103 yards, 14 yards, 9 targets. And you got Worthy popped in there, popped a couple big plays. You know, Isaiah Likely on the Ravens, I mean, he caught passes, 9 balls, 111, 12-3, got 12 targets, longest 49. Bateman backed it up, a couple receptions, big yardage, 26.5, 38 the longest, and he got 5 targets, but Likely got the TD. And when you get to it, you know, the Kansas City, you know, no turnovers. Okay, you get in there with the fumbles, they didn't get it. You got Lamar Jackson dropped the big one. Okay, so that was a wrap of the ball game of how it all went down and what you had and what you could have did and how it all came together. But the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes did what he does. Let's be honest. But the bottom line of it all is to bring it back home. And Chiefs are started. They're on the way. HBCU, Joshua Williams, Fayetteville State University. Just a tremendous story. Him, his dad, what they have done in HBCU. The representation was on the field last night with the Kansas City Chiefs. You look at it, he had 1 solo tackle. That's what'll come up in the stats, but that's not the story. I watched him play man-to-man defense all night long. Man-to-man defense all night long. And when you look at what his capability is, and you're talking about a player, here's what you got. You got a cornerback that's 6'3", 193 pounds, okay, 24 years of age, 3rd year in the league, okay? And I'm telling you, this one here is a blossom. If the Chiefs are going to hold on to him, it's going to cost him a pretty penny because he can play football and he's tough and he's roundabout and he gets the game. He's long, okay, he can battle in there and he's got heart, determination. Okay, his mom went ahead and graduate from Fayetteville State, and when you look at it and you say to yourself, you look in the man's eyes, I'll tell you this, every sport, I don't care, the analytics can run it to you 100 times, but I go through the eye test, and when I look in a man's eyes and I see HBCU, Fayetteville State, his mom passed away, she was alumnus of Fayetteville, he honored that tradition and went to Fayetteville. He came out of there and was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs organization was extremely excited to get him. He's an honor first-class individual that loves the game of football, and it's Joshua Williams for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by the Fanatics, and we're here to tell you that it was a celebration last night. Chiefs beat the Ravens in the opener, but the celebration was HBCU, Joshua Williams getting that first win. Back-to-back Super Bowl champion, highest representation in the generational era for Joshua Williams. Okay, back-to-back Super Bowl champion, played some outstanding man-to-man defense, something you won't see in the stat sheet, but he put it on the tape. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. This is the NFL, the highest brand, the highest shield, okay, that any other sports organization, time and time again, they put it out and they put out the best product in the sports industry. Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, we bring you the truth behind the scenes or take it uncut. But Joshua Williams is a joy to cover, and we'll cover him throughout this year's NFL season. All things are possible to those who believe. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We'll see you soon.